I wanted to take one whole day this month and prep all of the side dishes that I was going to have for Thanksgiving so that I could freeze them ahead of time. It ended up taking me about 3 days. I did a different thing each day. So here I am prepping the sweet potatoes for the oven. I have washed them and dried them, and I'm sticking a knife in them, and I am going to bake them at 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 204 degrees Celsius. I baked these potatoes for around 45 minutes. The large one took almost an hour. And it's late, so once these sweet potatoes cool down, I'm going to put them in the refrigerator and I'll peel them and chop them up tomorrow. It's the next day and I'm getting ready to make stuffing. So I've got my 4 boxes of stuffing there, some vegetable bouillon paste, some celery, onion, shallots, apples, regular sausage, and some olive oil. I get the sausage on the stove cooking and then make the vegetable broth with the paste and water. I then chop the shallots, onions, and celery. And then peeled, cored, and diced the apples. I added the celery, shallots, and onions to the sausage that was frying on the stove. Then I added some thyme, poultry seasoning, and salt and pepper. I added the sausage and vegetable mixture to the bread cubes. And I also added some of the vegetable broth to start moistening up the stuffing. And I started cooking the apples in the fry pan. I got out 4 baking dishes. We were going to use the round one that night for supper, and the 2 foil ones I was going to just put in the freezer, and then the 8x8 Pyrex one I was going to also freeze and use that for Thanksgiving. I drizzled some olive oil over the baking dish or the stuffing that we were going to use that night and put it in the oven, and then wrap the others up in double plastic wrap and double foil for the freezer. I have a video with the recipe and more details on how I do my stuffing, and I'll put the link to that in the description box. The stuffing is wrapped and ready for the freezer. So then I get the sweet potatoes out that I baked the day before, and I peel them and then slice them and put them in a container to freeze. You could mash them if you want, but I prefer mine cut up into slices or chunks. So I'll freeze these, and then on the day that I I'm going to use them, I'll take them out of the freezer, thaw them, and then add maple syrup and brown sugar and salt and pepper to them. And you could also add butter if you wanted to. I had a 5-pound bag of potatoes and then another partial bag, and so I peeled those up and put them in some water on the stove to boil. Freezing mashed potatoes is my new, very most favorite thing to do. When you need a side dish quickly for dinner, all you do is just take them out of the freezer and put them in the microwave for about 5 minutes, and voila, you have mashed potatoes. So I don't have a deep bowl big enough to do all the potatoes at once, so I was doing them in batches with my hand mixer. I could have put them in my big stand mixer, but I didn't want to get it out or wash it up. I was able to get enough potatoes for a big portion for our Thanksgiving meal, and then 4 little bags for dinners throughout the month. I also have a video with recipe for mashed potatoes and I'll put that link in the description box also. So here I have my entire Thanksgiving menu or dinner laid out on the counter. The ham has been in the refrigerator, and everything else will go in the freezer. I have the stuffing there in the Pyrex 8x8 dish, and then the sweet potatoes in the Rubbermaid container, the mashed potatoes in the bag. I have the cranberries in the freezer ready to make the cranberry sauce a couple of days before. And I may not be able to make rolls, so I have a can of crescent rolls. I have a bag of Brussels sprouts that I can use, or I may just use some green beans because the husband would prefer green beans. And then I have a frozen apple pie that I bought. This is one of our favorite kinds of pie. Or I may make a mincemeat pie because that's the husband's favorite. So here's how you can do a little bit. I did this over the course of about 3 days, just doing a little bit each day to put side dishes in the freezer for our Thanksgiving meal. Here's the extra bags of mashed potatoes that I got from that big batch of mashed potatoes that I made. So I'm excited that most of the cooking is done for me for our Thanksgiving dinner, and I can have a nice relaxing day. Please like this video if you liked it and subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate that. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.